Good morning to all the third BCom computers and general students. Subject is banking theory and practice, and topic is about the negotiable instruments in India. We are going to learn about the negotiable instruments what are existing in India. Okay, so Negotiable Instrument Act is according to 1881. So, what is a negotiable instrument? The term negotiable instrument means a written document which entitles a person to a sum of money. So, what is the first point explaining is something written on a paper means it is void, it is valid, it is having some value. So that information, suppose you are lending some, you are giving some money to the other person, or you are accepting the money from some other person, you are making the documentation on that. So that is in written document. How much money is taken or given is mentioned, which is called as sum of money. A negotiable instrument is transferable by delivery or by endorsement and delivery. So what is happening? It is transferred from one person to other person. The transfer entitles a person to a sum of money mentioned therein. Transfer means who should pay the money. That money, who is going to pay to whom, comes under transfer here. Thus, the negotiable instrument is a document which is legally recognized by the custom of trade or law, transferable by delivery or by endorsement and delivery. So, let's see the meaning according to the Act. Negotiable Instrument Act in India. So before this negotiable instrument came in India, many documents are used in modern commercial world, but certain documents are freely used in commercial transactions which are called negotiable instrument. A negotiable instrument is a legal title of which can be transferred by mere delivery. What is the meaning? Exact meaning is, in India, the negotiable instruments are governed by Negotiable Instrument Act 1881 and Section 13 of the Negotiable Instruments. I repeat the point. Negotiable instrument is according to the Negotiable Instrument Act of 1881, Section 13 of Negotiable Instrument Act explains the meaning of negotiable instrument. I repeat the definition. Negotiable instrument means promissory note, bills of exchange, check payable either to order or to bearer. Three important things, that is, negotiable instrument means promissory note, bills of exchange, check payable. This law recognizes three kinds of negotiable instruments. Okay, they are divided: warrants, bearer bonds, bearer scripts, debentures, payable to bearers, etc. Okay, definition, if you see, the negotiable instrument plays a key role in modern business as a document which can be transferable with ease. It is defined as one in which the property is acquired by anyone who takes it bona fide and for value, notwithstanding any defect of title in the person from whom he took it. That is the meaning of negotiable instrument. A negotiable instrument is said to be negotiated when a promissory note, bills of exchange, check is transferred to a person so as to constitute the person the holder of the instrument. Transfer with an intention of transfer of title of the instrument. Negotiation by delivery, negotiation by endorsement on delivery. Okay, characters of the negotiable instrument, if you see, there are how many characters? 6 characters are there, and the characters of negotiable instrument. First one is freely transfer. Okay, Holder's title free from all defects, recovery, payable to order or bearer, perception as to holder, perception to be consideration. So here what is happening is, first and the foremost point is free transfer. There is no formality to be compiled with for a transfer of a negotiable instrument. It can be very easily transferred from one person to another, either by mere delivery or by endorsement, etc. Second point is transfer free from defects. The holder in due course. What is the meaning of holder in due course? The person before the check is going to be matured, who is accepting and crediting the amount, taking the responsibility of the paying the amount, comes under the holder in due course. One who acquires the instrument in good faith and for consideration. The person who is responsible for accepting the check, and he should see that the check is of good faith without any forgery, without any defect in the date, account number, amount written in words as well as in numbers, and get free from all the defects. It should be signed front as well as the back side, account number should be clearly given and signature should be matched. Then it is called as free from defects. I repeat the point. It confers an absolute and good title on the transfer. Even if the transferor had a bad title to the instrument, he can still pass on a good title to any holder who takes it in good faith and without negligence. Whose negligence? The banker should not be negligent when any negotiable instrument comes in front of him. Thus cut off prior defenses in the instrument. This is a peculiar feature of negotiable instrument. Next, recovery. One can sue upon the instrument in his own name. On his own name he can give. Payable in order or bearer whenever it is required by the consumer or the customer, it should be paid. Or after the due date. It must be paid either on the requirement or according to the due date. Perception of the negotiable instrument. I will explain this point. Section 118 and Section 119 of Negotiable Instrument Act deals with certain presumptions which are applicable only to all the negotiable instruments. For instance, it is presumed that the instrument has been always obtained for consideration. Likewise, there are order presumptions regarding date, time of acceptance, time of transfer, order of endorsement, stamp, holder to the holder in due course. Next, consideration, presumption as to consideration. Every negotiable instrument is presumed to have been made, drawn by, accepted and endorsee. The credit of the party who signs the instrument is pledged to the instrument. Therefore, instrument will never be dishonored. It cannot be dishonored because it is already signed and sent. So, it is for consideration. It should be paid. Clear? If you see the types of the negotiable instruments, there are three types of negotiable instruments. First one is promissory note, second one is bills of exchange, and third one is check. I repeat, according to Negotiable Instrument Act 1881, according to 1881 Negotiable Instrument Act and Section 13(1)(3). How many instruments are there? Three instruments are there. One is the promissory note, second is the bills of exchange, third one is the check. So you can see here negotiable instrument, definition, meaning, characteristics of negotiable instruments and types of negotiable instruments. So first let's see the promissory note. See, you can see the picture clearly. In olden days how used to maintain the promissory note, but nowadays the promissory note is not like this. So it is completely different. 20 rupees note, stamp paper is given for the promissory note nowadays, you are able to see. So a promissory note is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional undertaking signed by the maker to pay a certain sum of money only to or to the order of certain person or to the bearer of the instrument. So I repeat, this promissory note is explained according to section 4 of Negotiable Instrument Act. According to section 13(1)(3), there are 3 negotiable instruments. One is promissory note, second one is bills of exchange, and third one is check. So promissory note is explained according to section 4 of Negotiable Instrument Act of 1881. So what he is telling is, a promissory note contains a promise. By whom? By the debtor to the creditor. Who is the debtor? The person who is taking the money is debtor. The person who is giving the money is the creditor. So the promissory note is a written format by the debtor. So debtor is writing to the creditor that certain sum of money is going to paid to the creditor at a certain date. It always drawn on the debtor. It is called the maker of the instrument. So who is the maker of the instrument here? Debtor is the maker of the instrument. A promissory note should be always in writing and it must be duly stamped. It should be always in writing. It should be duly stamped. Okay, and cannot be admissible in evidence if it is not duly stamped. Again, it should be evident that it should be duly signed. So when you come for the parties, how many parties are there? How many different type of people are going to come in this promissory notice? First one is the maker. The person who makes the promissory note and promises to pay is called the maker. So here debtor. Who is the debtor? The person who is taking the money is the debtor here. The person who makes the promissory note and promise that on one fine day the total sum of amount what he took, he is going to pay on a particular date. He is promising and writing means he is the person called as a maker. Payee. The person to whom the payment is to be made is called as payee, whom you are giving the money. Who took the money? To whom you are paying the money. That person is called as a payee. Holder. The holder is either the payee or someone to whom he may be endorsed to transfer the note is called as a holder. So you can take sometimes banker is also a holder where you are going to submit this promissory note and encash to the banker. Sometimes the payee also should give the money to someone else. So this promissory note is transferred. Endorser. The person who approves the note to another is called as the endorser. Who is taking the responsibility of approving to the other person comes under the endorser. Endorsee, if you talk, the person to whose favor the note is sanctioned, for whom it is sanctioned, okay, is called as a endorsee. Essentials of promissory note, if you see, it must be in writing, it must contain a certain or undertaking to pay a definite sum of money. It should be always, remember that it should be in writing. First point, how much money is taken and given should be clearly mentioned in numbers and words. The promise should be made unconditional. No other links should be mentioned in this. Then only it comes under unconditional. It must be signed by the maker. Who is the maker? The person who made or who is taking the money, the debtor is called as a maker. He should sign it. The payee must be identified and must be certain. The name of the payee also should be mentioned in this. Should be signed. The sum payable must be certain. It should be clearly mentioned. When you go for the format, you can see the picture how the promissory note is going to be there. It is clearly mentioned. It is in Delhi. Place is there. Rupees 10,000 rupees. February 10th, 2012. 3 months after date. I promise to pay by Psycho on order the sum of 10,000 rupees for value received to Psycho, that is stable to Ashok Vihar, Delhi. So how much rupees you took? February 2012. You are making a promise. You are in Delhi and you are promising that after 3 months, from February 10th, 3 months means how many months? February 10th to March 10th, March 10th to April 10th, April 10th to May 10th. So after May 10th, 3 grace days are given, then the promissory note is going to come into charge. They can collect the amount. Stamp is there as well as signature is also going to be there. Clear? So in this class we learnt the introduction of the negotiable instrument as well as the first negotiable instrument, that is a promissory note. I request all the students that it is one of the important compulsory easy answer for the final examinations. It is compulsory and easy answer for final examinations. Please note it down and learn it. Thank you.